Hi, my name is Sasha Preskill. I'm the digital marketer for Digital Content Strategy LLC, and today we're going to welcome Wendy Sereno as a special guest.
I'm ready to get
Okay,
started.
cool. Perfect. Okay, so first topic we're going to be doing. Give me a second, sorry. It's the theme is NSE Introduction, North Shore Exchange Introduction. So first of all, what's North Shore Exchange?
North Shore Exchange is a chain of luxury resale shops in the Chicagoland area, and we sell designer fashion and things for the home, lovely furniture and home accessories. And we donate 100% of our profits to Chicagoland charities that serve the poor. And we are able to do that in a big way because a large portion of our workforce is volunteers. So we have about 100 volunteers and employees all working on our mission.
That's really cool. How did you start it?
So there was an old thrift shop in Glencoe that was failing, and I and some other people came up with the idea that wouldn't it be great to create a revenue stream for nonprofits that they could count on and not have to ask people for money all the time. And so we came up with a business plan that leverages the community that we're in Glencoe is where we started, where there's people that have lots of things. And they're always buying things and wanting to get rid of things and all of that. And then we also had a very generous group of people that wanted to volunteer. So those two things kind of came together, and we were able to decide to make it consignment. And if it's and we do take donations too, we really appreciate our donations, but when you make it consignment, it raised the level of the kind of thing that we wanted to take.
Okay, thank you so much. Why is it a nonprofit if it sells luxury goods?
Well, it's the luxury goods are the generator of the profits that we can give to charity. So, and luxury goods have a much higher value than donated stuff. So we were able to charge a higher amount for sought after things that people are looking for. And it also makes the designer things much more affordable for an everyday person. So everybody benefits. Somebody who bought the item in the first place gets to resell it, and they get to get some money of their own and give back some. And then the person who gets to buy it feels really good about getting a great value on something that they're purchasing for themselves or for their home. And their purchase also gives back.
That's really wonderful. This is a new model, funding charities using luxury goods. What gave you the incentive to pursue this?
Well, I've been doing philanthropy for a long time, and I'm very accustomed to having to ask people for money for different projects I've working on. And this one was just a nice break of finding another way that people could contribute, but you're not asking them for money. So, and it's a win-win for everybody.
That definitely sounds like it for sure. What would you say is your company's goal?
Our company's goal is to two things, but the main mission is to generate as much profit to give to Chicagoland charities that serve the poor. So we really want to be a game changer in the Chicagoland area, helping those agencies that serve the poor. But we also, want to delight our customers and our consignors. So we want to make sure that we have a beautiful array of products and people can go on a treasure hunt in all our stores. But we also want to be competitive with the competition out there for resale and make sure that we pay our consignors a competitive price. And also we deal with them in a very professional, timely manner with their things.
That's so wonderful. I'm really glad that you're sharing this with us and like kind of helping us understand this a lot better. For my last question for this section, I was wondering why should we shop at North Shore Exchange over other luxury stores?
Because you get to participate in our mission to help those in Chicagoland. I mean, we have all of the same kinds of things and more that other luxury resellers have. We have Chanel, we have Prada, we have Gucci, we have Restoration Hardware, we have Crate and Barrel, we have all of those wonderful brands. So we have the same brands that the other luxury resellers have, but the added incentive is we keep our overhead low with our volunteer base, and the consigner and the customer can participate in helping us generate those funds.
I really love the model that you're giving in this kind of this that you're really setting for new nonprofits, that and showing, raising the bar, that you can expand that idea of using like luxury goods and stuff like that, being very creative, to work for fight against homelessness in a new way, which is really cool. So for our second part, the theme is taking a local shop nationwide. So first of all, do you ship nationwide, and do you have any exclusions to that rule if you do?
So we don't ship out of the country. We haven't mastered that yet, and we've only had a little bit of demand for that. I mean, we have some people in England that would really like us to ship some stuff to them, but for the most part, we ship anywhere in the U.S. We've shipped to Hawaii, we've shipped to Alaska, we ship a lot to California, New York, and Florida, Illinois, Wisconsin, Colorado. So we have a lot of customers nationwide, and we do have some customers that use our time zone to help them get a better deal on some stuff in California, so they can get a good deal 2 hours earlier. So we would like to appeal nationwide, because we feel like we have we have products that appeal to everybody that's interested in the kinds of things that we sell.
Okay, cool. So extending your company's client base can be tricky, especially if you're a company which has a very neighborhood feel. This is a very Chicagoland kind of area specific feeling. We're supporting charities in Chicago, fighting homelessness in Chicago. And so your company also comes with a network of local dedicated consignors, customers, and volunteers. What made you want to expand your base of consignors and customers and consumers to the rest of the United States?
Well, because people have demand to find positive ways to sell their stuff. And so we provide that. So when people research us, they really like the charitable aspect, and that's harder to find, especially if you have really nice things. Maybe you don't want to give them to Goodwill, because you're not going to get the value out of them. And you want somebody that understands the kinds of products and the kinds of things that you have, and then to get, good money for them. And they like the mission, and they think, Chicago is a big city. All big cities have problems with poverty. And whether I work on that in Chicago, help in Chicago, or help in San Francisco, or help anywhere, it's still helping people. So I think people feel good about that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Another question is, how did you handle the setbacks from the COVID-19 pandemic? Did it alter your reach as a company?
Yeah, it was scary for all of us, because we really honestly didn't know if people would come back and shop. And so, we had to shut down for a couple months, and we had everybody's things in our store. And they were like, what are you going to do with my things? So we first had to reassure our consignors that we were going to take really good care of their things. And when we opened back up, we would be ready to sell their things fresh and new. So that was one hurdle. Another hurdle is figuring out how to serve our customers and our consignors. So if people were stuck at home, they were cleaning things out, how could we go get their things safely? Or how could they drop their things off safely? And we were able to figure out ways to do that. We started doing virtual consignments. So we could look at a consignment intake over Zoom a lot of times, or FaceTime. And then we're able to say, yes, we'll take that. No, we can't take that. And then we could set up an appointment to pick their things up, or they could come to one of our stores, and we would come to the curb and get their things. And we did the same thing with our customers that were shopping. We offered curbside pickup for the items. And most people, when we expanded our online store so that we offered more things online, and people really liked that, and that really grew our business. But we also, because we're small, I think that people felt comfortable shopping in our store. So we limited the number of people that we could have in the store, just to make sure everybody could maintain social distance. But people wanted to get out, but they wanted to get out in a safe way. So, they didn't feel comfortable going to a mall, but they felt comfortable coming to one of our stores. And that made us feel really good. So despite having to close down for 2 months, when we opened back up, business was better than ever. And that was the biggest surprise to all of us, how well our business did. And I think it's because people had time to contemplate how they were going to spend their money. And they wanted to spend their money prudently, but still get nice things.
That's a really creative solution. And another question to do with creativity, how does having a mostly volunteer-led organization affect your company's mission?
I think it reinforces our mission because people want to participate in the mission more. And so they're voluntarily participating in the mission when they volunteer. And then we get the right kind of volunteers. We're not getting the kinds of volunteers that just want to shop and try to see what's in the back room early. These are people that are dedicated to helping others. And it's exactly the kind of profile we want because they end up working really, really hard for us.
Yeah, that's a really wonderful way to look at it too. What do customers and consignors say they love most about your company?
They like the people and the treasures they find. They love getting a great value and they love feeling good about paying for it because they know a portion goes to charity. But they also, we're like a little community in each of the locations that we're at. It's, people come in with their coffee and chat up. They see each other. They chat up the sales staff. We try to learn as many people's names as we can. And so it feels very homespun, your neighborhood store, even though it's filled with beautiful things.
Okay, for the last question for this section, what are your plans for the future?
We want to grow. We want to grow both online and the volume in our stores, and we want to see where that takes us. And then we would also like to. Right now, most of our consignment comes locally, although we do have people shipping us things from Florida, Colorado, Arizona, California, Boston, New York. We have people that do that just because they love us, but it would be nice to have a more nationwide presence with consignment. And we offer that now, but we haven't grown that yet, tap that, and we hope to do that in the future.
Okay, so for our third part of the interview questions, the theme is going to be trends, consigning, and buying. For the first question here, what do you see as current trends your customers are following the most?
So I can talk about it. Let me talk about it from a home standpoint, but just because that's the most interesting one that has kind of occurred in the last couple of years. It's hard to get upholstered furniture now. The lead times are as long as like a year. And we can provide really nice upholstered furniture that we have, consigned from people right away. So someone doesn't have to wait. So it's making people secondhand shop more than ever for nice furniture. And we curate what we take in very carefully. And then we also put it together with, we have two in-house designers that help us make our stores look really nice. And so we make it easy to shop so that people have ideas on how they can put things together in their home. So that one is interesting. That secondhand furniture really got a lift. We always sold our stuff well, but that really got a lift during the pandemic, and it's carrying on because of the supply chain issues. And then we've seen increases in china and crystal sales and home decor because people are spending a lot more time in their home. They're wanting to entertain. And so those items, those type of items are really selling well. Art, decorative objects, china, crystal, anything to entertain or make your house look good. So that's been interesting. And then on the fashion front, we sold so many few dresses and high heel shoes during the first part of the pandemic, but now people are kind of tired of that and they're buying all kinds of really nice things. We sold, interestingly, a lot of fine jewelry, a lot of jewelry, and a lot of fine jewelry, and a lot of handbags during the pandemic. So I think that that was a way people treated themselves, even though they weren't going to go out, they would save that for a rainy day. So that business grew. But now people are back to buying clothes, and our fashion business is growing again. And there's lots of trends that are happening in fashion that that we're able to meet that demand.
Speaking of trends, would you say that the interest in luxury resale is increasing? If so, why now?
Yes, it's been increasing for the past 9 years. Like when we first got in this business 9 years ago, um, there were a lot of resale shoppers, and they were almost like their own little cult, following, and that has just grown as we've taught people how to consign and how to shop consignment. And so that's just booming. It's booming everywhere. Like all of our competitors are doing well, and there's certain segments of the economy that are doing really well. Jewelry stores are doing great. Car dealers are doing great. And home sales are obviously doing great. And so people need things for that. And we have exactly the right kind of product.
Okay, so how has interest in North Shore Exchange's jewelry consignment opportunities increased? You mentioned that before.
Yeah. So our jewelry, our fine jewelry and our costume jewelry has increased to 30% of our business. It used to be somewhere around 10%. And now it's around 30%. And we're taking in more and more fine jewelry because, people have a lot of stuff, and they want a trusted place to sell it. And we have jewelers and an appraiser now that is going to be in-house, to experts that can value our jewelry. And then we've also made some relationships with some high-end jewelers who have some excess inventory that they need some help with, and they have trusted us to sell it, and it sells really fast.
That's really cool. What are the benefits of buying and consigning with North Shore Exchange?
Well, besides the mission, we have an opportunity to showcase someone's things in a way that a really big consignment company can't. So we have a weekly e-blast that we feature items in. We have our own website, and then we have ways to display things in the store that puts a consignor's things front and center. And there's many times where we'll do a marketing e-blast to our customers, and we'll focus on one consignor's things. Now, the people getting the e-blast don't know that, but the consignor knows it. They're like, wow, that's my stuff. You really helped sell my stuff. So that's one way. And then another way is also because we're small, we pay really fast. So we pay within 30 days of an item selling. And people love that. So they get their check right away. So that's a wonderful thing too.
It really sounds like it. Lastly, for this section, how do you consign with North Shore Exchange if you are out of town?
So you would just email us on we would go to our website and go to the consign button on the website, and you can request a virtual appointment, and we'll do a Zoom appointment with you, and we can send you a shipping label, and you can show us your stuff, and we'll send you a label to ship it to us, and then from then on out, it's just like any consigner. The only difference is you're shipping it from your house versus bringing it in to the store.
That sounds like honestly a lot less work too. So if you're like in a separate like Indiana or something, you could just ship it over. Okay, so for part 4, in a few questions, the theme is fashion trends for the C executive.
Okay.
Okay, so for first question is what current fashion trends do you recommend the most for C executives?
So I think there's just some basics that every woman that is a working woman needs. And there are some big trends out there now, and it's easy to combine them. So one of the first trends that's happening now is color, bright colors. And I think it's just because we're all emerging from our COVID cocoon, and we want to be out there, and we want to enjoy each other, take off our masks, wear a great color, wear a great dress. So that's a trend. Florals are also a trend, and I think just because you're an executive woman, you certainly can wear florals. There's nothing. It's almost like almost anything goes, as long as it's a little conservative, so it's appropriate in the workplace, and also things that are flexible. So like a jacket over a dress, a great jacket over just a pair of pants, a pair of slacks, and that's kind of what I have on today with the scarf, and it just is so easy, and it just dresses you up and puts you presentation forward. So that's another thing. And then there's the trend. The suits are supposed to be coming back. That's been all over Fashion Week for both spring and fall, and we'll see if that really happens. Because I don't, we'll see how much people go into the office and need a suit. But almost it's like you need a jacket because you're sitting down and you could have a suit on. Or you can, you could buy a suit and wear the pants and jacket separately and feel dressed up. So, we'll see how that works. Being on Zoom, you could have any bottoms on; it doesn't matter, as long as you look, really good from the waist up.
Yeah, also like what if you get cold or something? Like jackets are really good for versatile. You can take them off, you can put them on a chair, you can like lay them on you can lay them on like the bottom of your chair and like you can sit on them. Like they're really comfortable and they go over anything, like you said.
Mhm,
So you talked about handbags a little bit previously.
mhm,
You said that they were very much in trend right now.
mhm.
What handbags like and brands of handbags would you say are pretty in right now, pretty hot or not?
So Gucci is hot, Louis Vuitton is hot. I mean, the major designer brands are all hot, and there's a whole bunch of up and coming ones too that are doing well. But I think that a working woman needs a great handbag, and one of the hallmarks of a great handbag for today's woman is that it fits her laptop. So whether you're going to a meeting somewhere, or you going into the office and you take your laptop home, you need a bag that can handle your laptop. And there's a lot of great bags that handle your laptop, anywhere from a few $100s to the $8,000 that you would pay for a Chanel maxi flat bag. So there's everything in between. But the key thing is, can it fit my laptop? Will that work
That's
for
a
me?
real question. That's
And
a real
totes
question.
are classic for that,
Yeah.
because you can put everything in a tote. You can put your laptop and all your other wallet, keys, sunglasses, all that stuff, and it all fits. And it fits over your shoulder, and you're ready to go. So a classic tote by anybody from Kate Spade, which would be only a couple $100, and Tory Burch would probably be like 350, all the way up to the Saint Laurent tote bag, sac de jour, and that's somewhere around $2,800, and then on up from there. But all the designers know how important a great tote bag is, and they all have them, and they're all really well designed. And they all come in weight fun colors too, so you can make that a fashion statement.
When you said totes, I was thinking of like a grocery store tote, but you mean like the actual larger bag that can fit a laptop. And that's such a good idea because even college students like me and like people that be shopping from your stores too, they can really use like a handy tote that can fit a laptop because that's what we take to every class. Yeah, so
And the
sorry.
people that are really into handbags your age that can afford it or buy it resale,
Yeah,
you guys would buy the Louis Vuitton Neverfull.
I think you're right. I've seen
That's
those on
that's the
campus.
classic bag for the young woman.
I've seen those on campus, and I'm eyeing one for myself. Sorry.
You got to come shop in our store, Sasha.
I gotta. It's been a couple months. Okay, sorry. For the third question, which jewelry should C-suite executives invest in right now? Because you already mentioned handbags.
Mhm. So I think that there's so many great jewelry brands, and you can, obviously spend a ton of money on jewelry, fine jewelry in particular. But I think, a few pieces of fine jewelry that are very classic, are great for every day, and you just have to put them on. It's one of those things where you don't want to have them sit in your drawer. You should put them on. And there's David Yurman, John Hardy, Lagos, Marco Biccico, Lana, Frida Rothman, like all of those brands have great, beautiful, basic pieces. And then you can layer them if you like, because a lot of people like to layer them, or you can not and just feel well dressed because you have some really great, simple jewelry that, kind of just accentuates whatever you're wearing.
I definitely think jewelry is kind of an overlooked part of the modern executive look. I think a lot of executives sometimes just layer on the pantsuits and layer on the cool clothes and beautiful handbags and stuff like that, and then their hands are bare and like their wrists are bare, and it's just like, where's the finishing touch? Like, where's the
Yeah.
little bit? Okay, so why is luxury resale popularity increasing? Like, why is luxury resale's popularity increasing? If so, and if it is increasing, like, why is it increasing now instead of before?
Well, I think that there's many parts to that. One is their luxury goods are crazy expensive. For example, Chanel has had 3 price increases in the last year. And a lot of the other luxury designers have done similar things. And it gets to the point where it's kind of ridiculous, really. And the only way to make them affordable is to buy them pre-owned. And there's a lot of pre-owned inventory out there, especially gently used pre-owned inventory. And it gives everybody not everybody, but many people an opportunity to have a designer piece. So I think that's, people have learned about resale, they've learned about luxury resale, and they've been delighted to be able to afford some of these things. Anything from a Marc Jacobs bag that maybe was 1,500 and you buy it in a resale shop, it's 200 or 300. So it's the price differentials are big, and most brands don't hold their value unless you're Hermes and Chanel. Most of them don't, and so that makes them very, very affordable. So that's one reason. Another reason is people have really bought into the whole sustainability thing, and they're tired of fast fashion. Fashion is, I think, the number 2 polluter in the world with all the fabric and dyes and everything. And so it gives things a new life, and they're classic, really well-made pieces. So it's not you buy a Acris jacket, it probably was $2,000 or $3,000 new. You can get it for $200. It's a really nice jacket. Like, it's a classic, beautifully made, beautifully fitted jacket, and you're going to feel really good in it. You're going to feel like, wow, I feel like I'm very fashionable and I have really nice things. And so you end up with a fewer nicer things, which is really better for our planet.
Sorry, okay. Why is North Shore Exchange luxury consignor list growing? Sorry.
Because I think because we check all those boxes. So we have really nice things. Everybody likes the sustainability piece of it. They like to participate in our mission, and we have worked really, really hard to remain current and relevant and curated in the products that we offer. So our goal is to delight the customer every time she comes in to shop, and delight our consignors with our customer service. So I think that because we have such a wonderful, dedicated group of people working on North Shore Exchange, that makes the experience for the consignor and the customer even better.
It definitely sounds like the dedication and community that's built, with the consigners and the volunteers and the consumers too. It's very like almost an ecosystem where it's like everybody feels included and everybody feels like they're pitching in and they're fighting something and they're working to, like fight homelessness in Chicago at least, and like also just in general build a community within themselves. Okay, sorry. For sweet female and male executives, what are the benefits of buying and consigning with North Shore Exchange? Like for them
You
specifically.
just get to freshen and you get to sell the things that you're not using anymore, and you get to and it makes it new for someone else, so that people love that. And then you get to buy some things that add to your wardrobe in a more affordable way. So it's kind of serendipitous shopping. You come in and you may be looking for one thing but end up buying something else because you find such a great deal. So yeah, we have a lot of people that are both shoppers and consigners with us, and we like them very, very much.
That's really wonderful. I'm really glad that you're so inclusive that you can both shop and consign and like of course come here, like let's do this. Um yeah, if interested, how do you consign with North Shore Exchange if you are out of town and if you're a C executive?
You can
Is it
just
the same
you can
thing?
call the store and somebody in the store will help you, but you really can just send us an email. So you can send us an email at contact@northshoreexchange.org, or you can even email me because I personally answer the emails, Wendy@northshoreexchange.org. And you can just ask the question. And we do make a lot of home visits. So if someone's really busy and they have a lot of things, we go to people's homes all the time. We love doing that, or they can do it virtually if that's easier. It's whatever's easiest for them, or they can make an appointment to bring their things in. So there's lots of ways to do it. The whole point is to make it as easy and convenient for them.
That makes complete sense. Well, thank you so much, Wendy. I think that wraps up our interview for now.